Quarter 2 is going to kick off. Reminder for the people in the audience gallery, whatever the word is. Meeting's recorded, it's live streamed. You're nearer to the microphones than we are, so anything you say will be heard. If there is a fire, there are 2 exits, one there and one there. Okay. So, no apologies for absence, as we're all here. So the first item is approving the minutes of the last meeting. Any comments on that?
Yeah, item 2.2A, is it a typo when it says pipelines? That's Rob Lane.
What you said?
Typo.
Timelines to
There's definitely a typo in the 2.2. I've done that twice.
I mean,
Have I? Yeah, 2.2 and 2.2.
well,
there was
part A it says pipelines on Rob Lane, isn't it?
so things.
Pipelines to Frog Lane.
Yeah, but it was either resurfacing or gritting, probably, or both. It would be on that sheet. That was from my update. So I'll find the sheet and send it in. It's either gritting, I think it's gritting. The 3 things that you said we wanted to talk about.
Repairs to Frog Lane.
Repairs, there you go.
Right. Okay. I just didn't get it. I thought, I'm just talking about the pipelines in Rob Lane.
Thank you, Peter. I'll get them changed.
Okay. Is that the something else on the no? Okay. We can accept those then. So, quick update from me. First of all, I just wanted to make a quick statement. Evening.
Good evening.
So just to say that I was saddened by the news from Manchester today. I'm sure I would like to extend deepest sympathies on behalf of the council, myself and the residents, for anyone who's lost loved ones, for those who are injured, and anyone affected by this tragic event. In this moment of pain, may those find strength in community and compassion, and may we all stand firm against hatred and violence. Second item is exactly the same item as last month. You'll see that I put a post on Pickmere Parish Council Facebook page. Just remind everybody that only things that have been approved by this council can be actioned on any assets or property of this council, and they can only be actioned by the clerk. As I explained last time, the reason for this is that any of these actions that are happening are not covered by our insurance, and should anything happen, if there's any damage, then it's going to cost our residents through their precept to make it right. Also, there is property on the IROS which is not approved. It has not been approved by this council. I will serve a tort notice in the morning, giving 14 days for the removal of that property. And then finally, we did have a bit of extra revenue this month from ITV, who came down and used the IROS for a filming. And as mentioned, Pickmere will not appear in any of the credits, and so no one will know where it was. Okay.
Excuse me, Chair, do we know when we're receiving payment for that?
We should, I mean,
Do we have to
I'd like
invoice
to
them?
have had it before. They got invoiced immediately.
Oh, right.
So yeah, that'll be,
Thank
I'll
you.
be chasing that up tomorrow.
28 days. Okay. Declaration of interest from any council member on any of the items on the agenda, either financial or otherwise.
Not for me.
Okay. So moving on to the public forum. So anyone here tonight wants to say anything?
Yeah,
Go on.
just a quick one really. I noticed on the accounts the amount of money that was paid to the Police and Crime Commissioner for 2 PCSOs, nearly £1,000. I just wonder if that actually achieved anything, because the ticketing of the cars is a waste of time because people just quite accept it as part and parcel of coming to Pickmere. The visitors didn't seem to be deterred by it, and I just wonder, all that money, could it not be better spent on something for the village?
Thank you. Anyone else have anything to say?
Yeah.
Fair.
I'd just like to say that the work of what's happened down at the lake, and I've read the article on Facebook and I get your point on that, but I think it's a positive move, and well done to the people or the person that's actually pushed this forward, let's put it that way. The only feedback I've heard from the people that have walked down there, either swimmers and walkers, has been really positive. And the idea of rewilding the area, they couldn't have been more positive if they'd tried. So although maybe people haven't followed the protocol, I actually think it's a positive move for the village. And I hope that's something that will continue and be seriously considered, because just leaving the area as a place for people to go behind and poo and do everything else, it's pretty awful. And people are quite positive about the fact we're doing something as a parish, and they're seeing it as a parish and as a positive move. And I think it's important to feed that back.
Okay, so the what I would say on that point is the post went on today as a result of numerous residents contacting the council, so it's not positive with everybody. But the process is clear. This council owns the land, this council makes the decisions. So if people want to do things that are not discouraging people from doing things in the community, but we have a process which is approved by council, and residents can't go down and do what they want.
I don't think they're trying to, Ewan. I think people are somewhat frustrated, particularly what's been going on this summer. So, yeah, it hasn't been...
But as I explained, all they're doing is putting the residents' money at risk.
But this
They need to
business
stop.
about being dangerous, I mean, surely there's nothing more dangerous than being allowed to use as a public toilet, and actually that going out and polluting potentially the water. Because that's what's been happening over the summer, and people using the areas for drink and for drugs, and nobody's actually doing anything criticising those people, or that's how it seems to residents. So, kind of double standards here.
I don't see any double standards. So if people believe that there's drug taking at the lake, the police are the authority, they need to dial 999 and contact the police. I've asked the police how many 999 calls they've had at the IROS, and it's 1 in, I don't know, to do with drugs, 1 in 5 years.
Well, I'm sorry, but I've made several phone calls about drugs.
It also says no barbecues, and people are just ignoring that.
No
People have
proper
actually scored through the bit where it says no barbecues on the black gates. I don't know if you've noticed that, but somebody's actually taken a penknife and actually scored through. So they've actually vandalised the gate that we've paid a lot of money for.
That's a criminal offence as well.
Yes, it is, and that's what, we're not talking about that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any other comments?
Yes. I think you are behaving as if you own the lake, the land at the lake, and it's not a matter of that. It's you hold it for the residents. Please be aware of that, because you've allowed non-residents in it that are not in this village to do whatever they like, and yet we have some people trying to help and trying to improve the place, and they are held to account. It's just not right.
Okay. As a council, we can only act within the law of the land. So the IROS has access to members of the public from dawn to dusk. Dusk is legally defined as 2 hours after the sun sets,
It's
So-
private land.
owned by the parish council with a covenant that allows
The parish
people-
council own it on behalf of the residents.
the parish council own it.
Well, it's the residents who are paying for it. If you own it, you pay for it.
The parish council owns it, and the parish council pays out of its precept.
Which is the residents.
Which is is from the residents.
It may well be.
Totally from the residents.
It may well be. But the land comes with covenants. It's open to the public from dawn till dusk. It's not the preserve of residents of this village. If it
You
was,
seem to know it all.
it's in the documents which you gave me. You can read them. Okay.
Excuse me, what happens when they're all down there when it's gone dark?
Doesn't matter.
Yes.
Well, then there's a public footpath right through the middle.
The public-
If you have some legal suggestions that this council can take to change it, please go ahead.
Yeah, but you're
I've
saying,
already offered one by closing the public footpath,
Enclosing it.
by enclosing it, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Any other comments from anyone else? Okay, moving on.
I'd like to thank the councillor who did come down and help.
Okay. Do we have a report from Councillor Hague? Okay. So, skipping on. Matters arising.
Okay. So,
If we want to look.
the window, the plaster as well on the window, they both got repaired in the fall, and there was a meeting for the waterless Brook Bridge, but we still haven't got a public meeting, is that right?
So,
Yeah, we still haven't got a public meeting. We did meet at the bridge with Tablet and the mayor.
And then did everyone send you the five?
Because of the nature of that as well, and because I want to get cracking on it, I've taken the response that I did have and my response, and I've started to prepare the report and the plan for what we should be doing for fire.
Do you want to bring that to November?
Yes, I should have time now.
Yeah.
The erosion plans, has that been discussed at all by the Lake group? There was plans for the erosion zone.
We haven't gone back to that because the last time we had a meeting, we did say that we were going to plant some prickly bushes, and we did say that it would have to be fenced round. And then the contractor who was going to do that decided that he didn't actually want to, or it's not possible to fence where we wanted it to be fenced. And we believe that if we just plant trees, certainly in the erosion area, because that's the area where most people go in, that they will be pulled out. So we could be just wasting our money with that. So you could be throwing like £500–600 away.
Do you want me to put it on the next agenda?
You can because I have got a couple of companies coming down to have a look.
This one was under Councillor Greenwood. It was the United Utilities drain.
So,
I've not heard anything. I've not received anything.
yeah, so Nick handed all the correspondence over to me. There's been no further correspondence on that one. But I'll follow up.
Are we still, just a quick question on that, are you still urging them to say that there is no union?
Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
last
okay.
thing that we asked them, but they don't seem very keen to put anything in writing. So I assume that the answer is no.
It doesn't look like anybody's been there, the fence is still down there, and the drain's not overflowing
Yeah.
anymore.
Whether they're waiting.
But it's not been backfilled like I said it was meant to say.
Okay. I'll
Is it cover on?
The cover's
It was
on.
on here, yes.
yeah, did that last time.
Yeah, it was yesterday when I went to have a look. It was
So it's covers on and there's a fence.
but it's still,
Excuse me, sorry.
way round it.
We're trying to have a meeting.
So you
Public
can't,
forum is finished.
that's why the fence is still there. It's not all been backfilled in.
Okay. I'll add that to the inquiries when they're back to.
There was the
The donations, that
Yeah.
was the statues which
Yeah.
have now been purchased by the event group, and the notice board that we got out here, and the last quote that I got for that was 1,200.
was there
I was going to look at a cheaper one, a small one.
was that something needed to be done by a
No.
certain time?
No, it's just that a resident had said they wanted to have something, if they wanted to donate to something. So that was just the notice board outside the village hall here under the tree, and the statues. So there's just village, the notice board here outside.
Okay. So are you okay bringing the cheaper quote, if
Yeah.
you can find one, to
Yeah.
November?
Yeah. It all added up when we started, when I was asking them, well, does it include the posts, and does it include putting it in? No, it doesn't, no, it doesn't. And then you've got the cost of someone coming and putting it in, and then also having written on the top, Pickmere Parish Council. And it just went through 400 or 500, up.
Could you get a sticky label? Could you not get the little sticky things to go on?
I don't know.
I think that's what you need. Do you know those little?
Well, this company would have painted them on like the others are. So,
But you can get little letters that you can just.
We'll probably do that. About 50p each.
okay.
You can even get them to a certain size, can't you?
Mhm.
How much that to reduce it by?
God knows, quite a bit actually, because that was quite expensive, the lettering.
Okay.
So yeah, you can stick them on, somebody else can stick them on,
It
because I
makes
can't
it
see it in the
bespoke,
straight
you
line.
see, Alison. It makes it bespoke.
So they say somebody else can stick them on, I can't see in the straight line.
Okay. I'm happy to stick them
Okay.
The safety equipment, does anyone feel happy putting them up or coming and meeting me and I can
on. I can do it.
in here? Yeah.
That's
Tell me when.
part of the fire thing as to where we actually,
In
the only clear one is the door there,
Okay.
really. So as soon as we've done the report the next time, we can then review where the smoke detectors should go. Because we can't put it there. That's where, well, that's where it was before, and those lights kept setting it off,
Oh, okay.
the heat from them.
Which ones was it? The bulb ones or
Yeah,
these
that was
long
the-
ones?
The board,
The bulb ones,
allergens.
they kept setting the,
We
Are they
have to swap
turned
them
off
for
now?
LEDs and they're 3 watt,
I don't know.
3.4. And that's really the problem.
I don't know, they just kept setting it off when they were being used.
Okay.
Bin bag dispenser.
I haven't put that up yet. I mean, sort of, probably won't we need till the summer.
The annual leave, so I've not really accrued much, but if I do my my standard currently, then I think it's only 40. With the added 10, that would be 50
Okay.
hours, days. No, 50 hours, sorry. I didn't receive anything about the, I wrote to planning and enforcement about the hedges
Yeah.
removal.
Yeah, there was another incident as well, where an oak was being cut down while I was away on holiday, and somebody contacted me about it. I contacted Cheshire East on the arboriculturalist fellow, and he came back and he had been out to see him, and they had written to him and told him,
Oh, good.
but there's nothing they could do.
Yeah, but as long as he's had a...
Oh, he has, he's been told.
The gypsy's warning, yeah.
Yeah. So they made sure of that, and the fellow at Cheshire East was very
Yeah,
helpful.
think twice about it.
Yeah, just not got his email with him.
Good.
But he came straight back,
Excellent.
job done.
Yes, I've written to Simon and Lorraine, but I did it to their wrong emails. I have got Simon's personal email, but I don't have one for Lorraine.
It was on the, we sent it to me today.
Lorraine's personal email.
Something she sent today.
Oh yeah, she emailed it today. I've got
Yeah.
it. Perfect.
But she sent it to us as
Okay,
well.
amazing.
Yeah.
I will send that back to them tomorrow. She emailed.
Yeah.
And
Because I looked and thought, oh, it's different.
different email
Yeah,
address. So yeah, so I checked the legality of the non-public meeting, and I was advised that we could have a meeting with as an open forum for about the lake issues. And what I can do is get the electoral register, a copy of it, and if residents would like to identify themselves as a resident, they can give me kind of their name and address as they come in, and I will give them something, and then we can kind of advertise it that residents will kind of get like a first say to talk and encourage that we want to hear from residents at the meeting, and they'll have something that they can then identify themselves at the meeting. I can send out another load of dates for meetings that I can do. Let me know, you guys let me know which ones you can do.
I have to say that I'm just wondering if that's fizzled out. I know we said we would, but I'm not sure what the answer to that is really. Maybe it would work. I don't know what the other councillors think.
Well, we did say we were going to do it.
Yeah, I
I
understand that.
think we should really do it. What effect and what use it will have, I don't know, but failure to not do it doesn't
No,
start
right.
really, does it, when
No,
you say we
no.
will?
I just wondered if you,
Yeah.
the grapevine was saying,
There's a grapevine and then there's another grapevine.
no, I think it's okay. There's many of them.
Yes.
I think there's plenty of people who've got plenty to say.
We do,
I
okay.
think
Okay.
so.
I just wanted to ask the question.
Sure.
So the next one is to do with that meeting, and then there is Sestrian Tree Care, so they are going to stick to their original quote that they sent out last year,
Good.
and they're coming out on the 4th of December to do that.
And that includes the dead birch.
No, so I have asked him to quote how
Okay.
much for that as well, but he hasn't got back to me, so I'll chase him up with that one.
That one is deteriorating.
Yeah, there's that one that's held on like that.
I'm going to chop it off.
Probably be gone in the morning.
Yeah, with the winds.
That's the problem, is
Yeah.
where does it go in that
Yeah.
few seconds afterwards?
The play area signs, there was going to be some signs getting replaced.
Excuse me, did I miss that? I'm going deaf, you know.
Oh, sorry.
That's great.
The,
My fault. The tree people, I don't understand. If complete quoted words, if cannot then ask for a quote for the silver birch. So is that not included or something in
Yeah.
the car? It was never included. Oh, I thought it was identified.
No, it wasn't in the original one last year, so I've asked for it to,
Right,
how much for that additional tree.
okay.
Um,
So we should get an all-in price rather than an individual price of, one would hope,
So,
for all the work.
so the quote they've given us for all the other trees stands. They're going
Yes.
to honour that quote.
So
But
it's
what we
worth-
need is a quote for the silver birch.
Yeah.
Someone to take it down.
I raise it only because I'm assuming that rolling into one makes it more advantageous
Okay.
financially for us
Yeah.
than a single.
Yeah.
I'd like to hope so.
The signs, there was certain signs.
It's the
wasn't there?
notice board that is on the playground. It's got incorrect information on it, out-of-date information. It's got your wrong telephone number and something else you've noticed, isn't it?
Email address.
The email address.
Is this notice board one of, so this is one of our notice boards?
No, it's the playground notice board. And it tells you what you can and can't do in the playground. You need to contact, you know, who the playground's for.
And the stands at the back as well are pretty rotten.
It's all falling over and the back into it's gone.
Is this notice board lockable?
No,
No, it's just a board.
freestanding.
It's like a sign.
Yeah, you took a picture of it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can head there and change them. Is it got a cover for the pieces of
No,
paper?
It's
no.
just a piece
It's
of board, it's metal. It's a
I'll
metal.
go and have a
Yeah.
look. Get them.
Goes for the sticky letters.
Sticky letters.
Was there any luck with an improvement grant being looked at?
Not at the moment, no. Sorry.
And I contacted the previous Kabutar Basi group, and they said the person who originally contacted us last year or the year before, and they had said that that it wasn't them. It was a bit confusing. I just forwarded you the email.
Yeah, I sent you a response.
Yeah,
Did you send
and
that?
I sent that response to them. So they are aware that they do not have permission to have a group activity, like a sport competition on our land, but also that it's a permissive, the path is
Public right away.
public right away for people and with their dogs on leads.
Yeah, the only animal you can take on a public right of way is a dog.
Yeah.
You can't take a rabbit, you can't take a pigeon, nothing. So his argument in the first response was that he was bringing his own pet for a day out of the IROS, and that was the same as bringing your dog. So we had to point out legally that was not an argument. He needed to desist. Otherwise it would be aggravated trespass. But he's been warned.
Has there been any quotes for the large heavy planter?
No, there hasn't, because thinking about it, it's something that occurred during the summer with all the visitors, plus the fact as well that I wanted to get the exact accurate measurements of a wheelchair, because there's no good putting it in the middle if a wheelchair can't get either side of it. And it's done that. So it's one of those things that actually we can perhaps put over to like next March, April.
Good to the April meeting.
Yeah, because otherwise it's going to be awfully difficult to try and maintain it and keep the plants alive throughout the winter.
Okay.
So the financial position, does anyone have any questions about any of the particular finances? We've got our second half of the precept.
Doesn't something fine.
So there's a couple outstanding, which I've been contacted and they're going to. There is also we have lost a hire recently, a women's fitness. They were struggling the last couple of months to get any numbers, so they weren't really doing any sessions. So we were getting at least 2 hours from them each week when they were had an active group. But the last couple of months they're not really having any sessions.
So what slots now are available?
So that slot would be
Saturday morning
Saturday mornings, yeah.
and Tuesday.
Village Hall. I think it was a Tuesday.
And Tuesday morning and Saturday morning.
Was it Tuesday
I
morning?
think so.
Right, okay.
Time those policy things.
I've actually put the current thing on the What's on Village Hall on the website. So I'm hoping now to see which day and what time things are on, which follows the same format as what was on in Pickmere Parish, no, the Pickmere Press. Any questions? Oh, yes, sorry, I was going to say, there is an annual fee for the CPRE, which came out, and this was something that had been raised at the annual meeting. It is, the CPRE is a countryside charity.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's just whether or not anyone is wanting to continue paying that. I haven't really had any much dealings with them,
Do we know
received much from them.
what benefit we get, or are we just being altruistic?
Discuss it.
Yeah, we did. Isn't this the one where individuals can get discount at some store or something? Some outdoor store. It's very spurious. Though. It's just worrying around
Yeah.
the rate.
Um,
It's called
I
CPR.
think you know we want to be more suspicious of these things.
I mean, on the website it says joining as a member, you'll help support a beautiful, thriving countryside for all. Your membership allows us to collaborate with communities and hold the government to account for positive change and a sustainable countryside for all. So it seems more like a donation.
Yeah.
So
Any time left?
we're paying, standing charge of 36.
Just on the campaign.
Campaign, but campaign and came out as
Section for all England.
That's £36 a year.
This councillor and parishioner would not agree with that.
We want to
Do you want to cancel it?
put it vote.
We should have a vote on it, don't we?
So for those in favour of continuing the payment.
We don't do donations, we do.
Okay, well, that's it.
There we are.
Quite clear. So we won't be continuing that payment. Wish them all the best.
So, doing my kind of pad. Then there is new payments. So there is my pay. There is bought a stock of bin bags for the village hall, some food drink. There is the employer national insurance contributions and the income tax. The income tax comes from my pay, but is paid out of the council account. The employer national insurance contributions are something, yes, they're not a certain body, they change each month, they're not always that amount. They kind of changed, I think, in April, the employer national insurance contributions. Is there anything, any questions on the new payments?
The only one is, so I'll come to later on my agenda, attached.
You approve the new payments?
Anyone,
Do we need to vote? Or
I used to wants to vote, to pass for them. What's happening with
vote?
So we have lost one of our signatories on the bank account. So it would be, we now only have Councillor Knights, Councillor Campbell, Councillor Henderson. So it'd be good to replace Cllr Marshall.
Only one option.
But yes, so Chris
That would be equals.
would be happy to be
Signature. Please, signature.
The bank account.
Very, very foolish of me, but absolutely yes. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a long process. I'll have to get some forms.
Sure it is.
Everyone else approve that?
Yeah.
Didn't get a choice time.
No.
Running out of options.
So you resolved to renew the insurance with Hiscox, but I didn't confirm, apologies, whether you wanted it for 1 or 3 years. It wasn't, if they didn't say a different price, they just said whether it would be that price for the 3 years. It's whether or not you wanted to go with them for 3 years and be kind of, or whether you wanted to just review it annually.
I was going to say, historically, council's been with Hiscox, but
But we have got somebody in the village, of course, who is in that business to ask their advice.
I think the issue with changing insurance companies is that liability historical claims. So unless there's a really fundamental reason, it should be holding back you changing cost. It's
No, there's that, the action is to carry on, of course, we didn't say, but
I mean, if it was me, I would go for 3 years because insurance doesn't go down.
Yeah.
And we've got a fixed price for 3 years.
I propose to go with 3 years.
Those should have a vote. Those happy with going for 3 years. Yeah.
I think we only pay.
Every year.
Every year.
Hope so.
good point.
We have got our energy contract, so this is electricity and gas with the village hall. For the village hall, that is up for renewal, beginning of November. So I have got a few different quotes, and I don't know if you managed to have a look at them. Was there any that you particularly saw? So there were the ones from British Gas, and they did them separate. Then there was Octopus. They did them as a joint one. So the annual one for Octopus, that was 100% renewable electricity, and that was business fixed, 12 months, 1,082. And then there's a 24 months, which is 1,100. Both of them were business fixed, and that was for both electricity and gas. And then there was the British Gas quote, which was
They put that out to Kilowatt hour, didn't they?
yeah. So that's the same with Octopus. So I did give them the same amount.
Usage.
Yes, yeah. So their estimated annual cost was 669 for electricity and £610.
Do some.
Yeah, so that was the gas. That is, yeah, 1 year contract.
Those pretty.
That's British Gas.
That's who went down the 12.
Oh, estimated annual cost. Yes, we are with them. Right. We got that from Scottish Power, and then we also I went to Utility Aid website. Utility Aid, we have been contacted by one of their agents many times.
Yes.
He rings a lot. And I just went through did their kind of, I guess, what follow their website searching tool really instead. Yeah, there was a few different quotes there, different things. So there was a quote for electricity, and they had EDF Energy quote, which they considered to be the best quote for us, which is 665. And their gas quotes, they estimated with EDF it would be 546. Also have Scottish Power, but they're more higher. Yeah.
Standard charge, that's the killer. Just the usage is quite bad.
So the first one was the cheapest.
The
But
octopus.
it's also give you a but first was a renewal octopus.
Yeah.
Anybody want to vote?
Yeah.
Okay. Octopus.
That's just problems.
So yeah, it was just to note the emergency window repair. It was noted as 60, and this ended up being 90. And then there was also the wall repair. So in total, that was 140. That got paid. And, oh yes, so looking at trying to take some annual leave, I was thinking Christmas time. However, I know we have a delayed, because the first one is, I think, the 1st of January, the first Thursday. So naturally that would usually go to the 8th. However, that means I need to get I need to be doing the agenda at that time when it is the 1st. I'm happy for it to be put back. So if it was delayed, if you wanted to delay to the 15th, then I could take annual leave from the 20th to the 2nd.
What's the last date for
Precept.
research submissions? This day, isn't it? With, that's why we ended up having meetings in January. Or in the past we've had meetings going just
To
to agree
precept.
rather than before January.
So last time was the Friday, the 17th
January.
of January.
We did delay this.
Really need to find out the last day for submission. I don't.
So we need to know.
We won't get, well, we get it done before Christmas, at the December meeting.
We need to have some budgets and fine budget meetings first. Don't think we can get that done so that it's agreed in the December, it wouldn't be an issue.
I can bring budgets. Well, I was planning to bring budgets to the November meeting.
Yeah.
And then hopefully then they could get agreed at the December meeting.
Yeah. Which should be
Um,
fine for precept then, wouldn't it?
Makes sense.
If you believe AI, it says that the 26 days, the 1st of March registrations.
Oh, that's quite good.
So there's no.
It's whether you believe AI.
Yeah. I just want to notice that we've called, have just a meeting in January for just budget precept,
And the other thing, if you schedule a finance,
because we've not
Yeah.
had,
but the day that we should have a council meeting.
previously,
Yes.
we've not had meetings in January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would go with the 1st of March being the date. We're going to check the Cheshire's.
they usually send it on the precept letter. They say the deadline. So last year the letter was sent out on the 23rd of October. So hopefully I'll get this one. Yeah.
Soon.
So that could be well be the budget meeting.
So is that the 15th? Yeah. Is everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, one more. This was the village hall hires agreement. So, this was something that we wanted to get, reviewed, last meeting.
I wanted it reviewed because of part of the fire risk assessment and fire safety.
Yeah.
It was that hires needed to be trained and aware of the fire safety regulations for the Hive Village Hall.
So did you want me to put in a paragraph in there that kind of states?
Yes, that they would agree or and understand as well, because we have to prove that the people who are hiring the hall have had some training and are aware and agreed to it.
Is there specific things that you want me to write? I imagine the fire exits
Yeah,
and the fire
they
safety.
will all become part of the fire risk assessment and the fire policy for the hall, that they need to sign on some part of the agreement that they've read this and they understand it.
Who would do that?
I can draft it from the report,
Yeah.
and then send it. See what you guys think.
To answer your question, Chris, it's whoever takes on the fire safety in the hall.
What do we do about the people who's already hiring?
Well, they'll have to go through it as well. And have their agreements
Right.
amended as such, or sign a new agreement.
So we're going to ask them all to sign the new agreement to approve this, yeah?
I would have thought so, yeah. Well, that would make you would comply then
Okay.
to fire safety standards.
I'm presuming you're thinking that you, obviously with you doing this, you're,
No, so if anyone else wants to do it,
oh,
then certainly can
okay.
do. Just prepare it and discuss that when it's all prepared and you agree it.
You have to draft it. What am I drafting?
The agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah, the agreement, please, yeah. Yeah.
I think the point about this,
So this is on the second.
we put the price in. Would it be perhaps better if we left that blank for whoever's signing it in case or when we increase the cost?
Well, I think.
Yeah.
What, anyone else discussion? now as we're leaving, what the situation should be.
Yeah, could do.
It's just not so cheap.
It's very cheap.
Yeah. That's surprisingly good.
Anyone know what inflation is? It's quite high.
Is this the form that we're going to have that? Well, we talked about a little bit about
On Peter.
that.
Remind me.
Yeah. No, this is the town.
Well, it was already in existence.
Yeah.
I think we're currently £9, £9.50 is it all? £8.
I've actually agreed. Hey,
There was a time where it was
It was kept the same for
Um,
people who had already hired the whole.
hired the whole, yes, but we've not had any with you. I've had not charged anyone a new one.
So it shouldn't become like for a party or something like that, you just give it a date.
I've not really had anyone. It's still kind of Lorraine. I've had to know who already knew her, so I've already had parties here, so I guess technically we're kind of new old fires. I would probably prefer if we was going to have a flat rate.
Yeah.
Seems fairer.
So the first could be inflation plus 2%.
Something like that.
If it's 4%, it's 6%.
The local halls, just as an example, so Master Hall is £10.
Yeah.
That is a bigger hall than this one. A bit more.
So what are you thinking, £9?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably would, I think we might use people to others if we went higher than others.
Yeah.
Also got to balance the fact that the cost of energy is going up. And are we paying people to come up actually higher than?
Well, ours underpass doesn't have any heating on, so we're paying probably more than some people who have come in and turned the heating right up, so.
I don't know if it's in. We didn't remove the heating. Like it's still on the wall now.
It's on the wall.
It was on the wall on Tuesday night. So, but how it got to the wall. So we just have to take that away again. Because that was the people couldn't.
Well, it's on a schedule now.
Yeah.
So
It's on schedule, that says it.
hopefully,
You can override schedule that device. Which is why it wasn't on the wall. But it definitely was on the wall on Tuesday, because I was in here.
I mean, if you've got people in here who are hiring and the hall is cold, I mean, I think you've got to be able to have the option to turn it up, whether or not, you know, you're not going to have old people sat in there freezing. I don't think. I think we're going to have to be allowed to turn it up.
put a sign up next to it saying, please don't touch the heating.
You said.
We'll want to contact my phone, the phone number for the clerk and the email.
I mean, one of the things that we did, that we've experienced as well on Wednesday is that if it's been really cold on a Tuesday night and the band come in, they turn the thermostat up to 24, which is not really very.
Okay, so I can counter that because I had no idea where that was. That's how I know it was on the wall on Tuesday.
Oh, no, actually been previously before we have that.
Oh, okay. So that's why we.
That was what they
took it away.
has happened before.
Okay. Then, yeah, I can't do it. Well, yeah, no. So I think we just schedule it and then.
Do you think in other people's halls they have the heating on so you can go and touch it, or do you think that they do the removal as well?
Yeah, no, when I hired Plumley, there you could go and choose what temperature you wanted.
No, I was thinking it seems very petty to.
Yeah.
Remove the heating.
if it's on a schedule, it should be warm enough when you come in. When we've got dates and times of when people are hiring it. If it's on the schedule and it's set at an acceptable temperature, such as, I don't know what is an acceptable temperature.
It automatically did 21, I think. So it's on, I don't know, 7 or 12, just for normal. But then when there is a hiring, it just automatically heat to 21.
Yeah.
So I've just been doing that.
See, we don't put heating on when we come twice a week, but in the winter when it's very, very cold, we might have it on for 5 minutes to just air the room. We don't want it hot, but it does need it doesn't, you know, like we're all there in coats.
Yeah.
So you do need it to just air in. We just go over, turn it on, and then turn it straight back off again. So I just think
online with this.
Yeah. So I've got it on. I've got an app that has the schedule of each day.
So
With different times.
So we're talking about people just overriding that.
yes.
With
Why would
With,
you take it away? They have to contact the clerk will send it to come on at the right time, at the right temperature.
I could put a sign next to it.
Well, 24 is ridiculous. It's never going to get to that.
Yeah. I've not put it to 24.
I
I've
think
put it
even
to 21. But did you want me to
fine.
put it lower?
Yeah.
20 or 19? I mean,
I like 21. Okay.
I need to watch out and I can put a sort of sign just
Yeah,
there.
and just let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Just put your head to
Keep
it.
your hands off around it.
Okay.
I mean, if somebody's in Lucy and somebody turns it on and turns it right up, can you tell that they have?
If you don't.
If I go into it when I look at it,
So it's just what I'm saying is it's, you know, I think that you've just got to be able to trust that people are going to be act responsibly.
even it's still on a schedule though, so even after that time, the next time slot, it'll turn off
Yeah.
automatically. So
Sign next to it.
That's very good.
Temperature. Any problems, contact Lucy.
Planning. And one learning plan,
That's all.
You're not on the planning committee.
I'm Chris.
Right.
Ex-officio member.
That means he's there from the other three.
All right, litigate farm. I have sent you some of my thoughts on that. One is
do you want me
drawing.
to read them?
Yes.
Land protected under the safeguarding that's in place there, HS2.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. So proposing an objection, there's an ability, so.
Yep.
There was no mention of the numbers of vehicle movements expected to use the facility. What was being stored.
Yeah, it's very, what's general story? It's very,
Well, it just says flexible commercial use, isn't it? So we could be storing anything. Beds to candles.
Once again,
not very loose, isn't
It needs to be a bit more specific, but like say, it's display and the fact that it is still then safeguarded land.
it? Not believe it to be.
Yeah.
Well, we can write a note saying that would be and there's enough detail on the actual use.
Yeah. And there's always visibility spray And it's a diversion route at the moment, isn't it? As we're missing the bridge.
Remember,
Is that everything I've got on there?
Yeah, road is a place intervention
Yeah.
used extensively for many events.
Yes, it's Cheshire Shore. So I don't know about, because the older she got rid of. Anybody wants to say anything to add?
No. No, thanks.
The next one is Burnside on Frog Lane. And on this applicant is. This is their first planning application. But the site now. Any varied planning applications, and there'll be best left to the planners to sort that one out. Because this garden area that claimed was a garden. Previous ones that claimed it was agricultural land, what build barn in it, it's all very
The actual details of the land was very,
messy.
We do know they need more bedrooms. So,
but when the land's all been said at one point it's agricultural land, then well, just the change of use gone through, but
it's a entrepreneur, businessman.
It's supposed to be a hotel, isn't it?
So,
A hotel.
there was an application, but didn't it?
yeah, that was rejected.
I haven't seen it, so.
They applied for it.
Yeah, I think there's a,
Yeah.
we discussed it previously.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So many months ago. But there is a list on the planning application for previous.
It would be up to the planning.
Yes.
Well, technically it's up to them anyway.
No, but given the any planning applications and the fields and what have you that have gone on before with it.
Good. Okay, moving on.
Are there any other updates on?
Oh, I'm not checked today. Apologies.
I haven't seen, I looked and then I haven't seen any where they've actually made decisions. There are a lot on there, so,
Not ours.
uh,
It's a lot to scroll through, isn't it?
yeah, but there's none previously that was commented on, that decisions made on them.
Thank you, Peter. So, right, next item is to note the resignation of Dr. Nick Greenwood as councillor. Nick had intended to be here tonight, but for reasons beyond his control, he hasn't been here. Unfortunately, he sent me a copy of his resignation speech, which he's asked me to read out. So, apologies because I haven't seen this until about 10 minutes ago. But I shall read it verbatim. I guess we can pass it on the website or something. Okay, so I would like to thank the people of Pickmere for giving me the opportunity to represent them on the parish council. I would like to thank my fellow councillors for their friendship and the time they freely give up for the community. I would like to thank the clerk for her dedication in supporting the parish council to make improvements for all our residents. I would like to thank the chair for his immense efforts to re-establish good relations with our partners at Cheshire East and Cheshire Police, which are so key to getting support for changes that are required to solve the parking and visitor issues that concern residents. I am proud of what I and the other councillors have achieved, frustrated by the slow process which has limited the speed of progress, and a little concerned about the future direction. When I stood for election, it was in the belief that everyone in the parish wanted the best for the village and its residents. They just had different ideas about how this could be achieved. Unfortunately, I've come to realise that there are a small number in the village who have little care for their neighbours. Some are interested only in themselves. Others don't care what effect their words or actions have on the people around them. A very few are actively hostile towards people they do not like and seem interested only in harming them and those close to them. I feel that I have got off lightly in this respect, but I know that others, including former councillors and the current chair, have received vicious abuse online and in person, as have their family members. This behaviour is unacceptable. A small number of very vocal people on social media risk ruining the good feeling in this community and the good relations with our partner organisations, and I hope the rest of our excellent residents will call that out when they see it and not let a few bad apples take over. The council have some difficult decisions to make. There are limits to their legal powers, and these are further limited by such things as Section 106 agreement on the IROS, by hearing increasing calls for this to be renegotiated or fully removed. Knowing several of the residents making these calls and knowing how long their histories in community service, I am sure these ideas are made with the best of intentions, but I would caution the council personally to make sure that any such future decisions are legally robust. Secondly, to consider longer-term consequences. When the 106 was agreed, no one foresaw the current problems. Take care that decisions made now don't generate new problems for the future. Without a 106 in place on the IROS, it may be possible for a future council to close the land to everyone, residents or otherwise. As there would be no legal requirement for access, indeed the 106 may also be the only legal barrier to the future council selling the land for housing or some other private use, removing our access to this beauty spot. Can the council affirm that they will safeguard the future of this land, the people of Pickmere, and do nothing to jeopardise that? That was, as I said, from Nick. Yeah, I particularly glad that Nick felt they had to resign. I'd just like to ask the clerk to write Nick and thank him for his efforts. I know he's spent a lot of hours on the legal ramifications of all the documents, and he is still the expert on those documents, having read them all and researched what they legally mean.
Did he use your mouse on it just to?
Yeah, he did. So you can't fault him for his dedication to what he did. And he's still done a job as a physician as well. So. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is to note the last day of application for election for two vacancies we haven't really discussed was the 26th of September. You have an update from one
So they've said that they didn't have there wasn't 10 electors, so it needs to be filled by co-op. 2 vacancies, so all 3 vacancies will need to be, if you want to fill them, can be filled by co-opting. And yeah, they also confirmed that you would have to do. There was that one that we were thinking that you could do it with an election if the other 2 were also an election, but they confirmed that that wouldn't have been the case. You had to do that one by co-opting.
The first one.
Yeah.
Was that the same? No.
Yeah.
Didn't get same.
Perhaps that leads us nicely on to the next item. So we can consider filling the 3 vacancies by election, as no election was called by the residents. So we're still for it, so we don't need to co-opt. But we can co-opt. So if we don't co-opt today, we can co-opt sometime in the future. Obviously, as explained last time, Pickmere Parish Council have a established procedure, so we would advertise.
That's in the standing notes.
Yeah. Co-option. People would then be invited to put their applications forward if they're interested, and then we would meet with all the people that wanted to be considered for co-option, and then as the council will decide who we would like to join the council, and that can be, we can fill all three, fill two, fill one, fill none. So I leave it to you guys to decide what's the best way forward. Bearing in mind we're just over a year away from, or a few months away from the next election. So,
May I ask then, have you been inundated with requests to join?
well, technically there isn't a vacancy, so we shouldn't be in any requests.
No,
We've tried
don't actually get advertised to get that.
We've not,
done
the vacancy has been advertised, but not only in the formal sense. Yeah,
We've not had the nice Pickmere Parish Council would like you to, the nice chatty bit that you'd said before.
I have had one. Yeah. Whatever.
So at least one person. Sure.
But we just put a nice invite to applicants.
Yeah.
Anybody wanting to apply?
We could put it in the notice boards, the website, social media,
Yeah.
Pickmere Press.
Yeah.
How long do you have to actually advertise before?
I don't think there's a law.
I mean, it's already been advertised for the councillor vacancy, that one has been done for the amount of time. But
We have to say, please send your CV and things, so.
I was just saying the established.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
Not very much there was a time.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to be reasonable time for people.
Yeah, 28 days and.
it's not time.
I don't think there was a actual date. But I mean 28 days seems to me to be a reasonable amount of time. So I imagine people want to prepare some CVs.
I would think, even though we've only till next May, another year. What about the next council? In 27. We want people to be,
Oh, I see, to be in the
Yeah.
swing of things.
that it's not just, you're only going to be a council for just over 12 months.
But there's an awful
It's
lot to
only
be done.
Yes, but hopefully. Moving on to the next election,
Okay.
which is every 4 years, well, it's 27, isn't it, the next election?
Hmm.
Well, everybody's up for election then. So hopefully you'd have enough people to fill a parish council moving on from 27 onwards.
Mhm.
And if there's only 5 of us and we remain as 5, so you may drop out and then there's only 4, 3.
Correct. Is the maximum number 8?
So we can go up to
3.
3. I mean, I can't see any. We don't have to take people on. I can't see any reason why not to do it. And I think, as we discussed last time, it'd be nice to have some slightly different demographic than we haven't done.
It'd be nice to have younger people.
Well, obviously, I would make an ageist comment, but that might have been something that I was trying to imply.
I think he did actually, saying it was demographic thing.
No, I didn't make it. I think someone made a comment about waiting for God, but that was not me. Okay, so
We're going to have a chatty, friendly conversation.
Yeah, you want-
We,
Yeah.
well, okay, so let's
A proposal.
hopefully. Come on,
go
up to 3.
up to 3 people. So those in favour of culture,
I'll second it.
Can somebody say, unanimous, okay, so Clark can error resume.
Okay, I'll draft it and then just send it round, see what you all think.
Just thinking of the future, that's all.
No, I think it's a fair point. I hadn't considered. Okay. But I have to go, we're up to section 12. We might even finish.
Let's see if we can whiz through them.
Okay, so what was Bridge update? Of which it's this one.
We met and Brian Hartley, the town mayor, also joined us as well. And he has offered his personal help and support in any way that he can.
Can you build a bridge?
You got £1 million.
If you've read the reports, which I hope you have, and the one from that I did previously as well, the one thing that I hadn't included in this is the fact that the Environment Agency, are taking up to 8 to 9 months to approve things, to approve work. It's an extortionate amount of time. The thing that we have taken away from this meeting is I asked him for assurances that one, highways, somebody would give me a contact at highways so we can talk about the alterations to the carriageway, to the road markings on the carriageway, to avoid accidents of people coming out of Pickmere Lane into traffic, that the carriageway then becomes a sweeping road round onto Budworth Lane.
This is it.
This is a tablet.
You know, where the little island is in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
That the road will be a continuation from the windmill
Right way through.
over the little bridge and
Really?
around to,
There would be a bright white line saying you have to turn left to go into Pickmere Lane. Because closed. Because there's a lot of people or a lot of cars that are just swinging round. Yeah. Also, the undertaking was that highways would come and we could talk about different alternative redirection of the route. Because the traffic is getting absolutely horrendous on Frog Lane. I did do a request on Trace and speak to them at highways for them to come and look at some of the potholes that are on Frog Lane. And they were there today because Frog Lane was closed. So I thought, brilliant, that was wonderful.
That was lately.
Oh, it was closed for a while
Okay.
at the far end. And they said, yes, they were repairing some of the potholes. I then went down when they'd gone and all they've done is one.
That's okay.
I was bitterly disappointed.
I think they're only allowed to do one at a time, aren't they?
Well, it's going to take them forever to do that then, because it's absolutely appalling. But we have still in contact with Aston Villa, Budworth, Marston, Winsham and Tapley. And what I wanted to know really from the council was, would you consider, or would the council consider how and if we should take this further higher to try and get something done? Because I really don't think it's acceptable that Waterless Brook Bridge is not probably going to be built this time next year.
Is Esther aware?
Yes, she is.
very much.
She's very much aware of it. But yes, she as well is very limited. She's a Conservative in the Labour-led council. The only other thing I could think that we could possibly do as well is I could try and get onto the next highways meeting at Cheshire East, get someone a slot to talk about it there and to say how we want something done. And what could
Is
be.
Kate doing anything?
Yes, Kate has helped me as well. She is trying to bring power and pressure to bear.
And is she not getting anywhere?
No.
Again, she's a Conservative
Yeah.
member of the.
I mean, the thing is, they're saying these things to us, and they're telling us, and Cheshire East is in special measures or whatever it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the phrase?
I think that they are.
Yeah, they are, there isn't the money, so
Are they not, I was told the other day
best value, that's the one.
that we're actually now forming with Warrington and
Evolution.
Devolution, so I think that we'll probably get less done.
Back to Cheshire County Council and with
Yeah,
Warrington.
which is where we, yeah. You see, what I did say,
Bankrupt.
well, again, it's trying to get a response. I asked this John McPhee, that Cheshire East to confirm the gritting of Budworth Road is to be rescheduled as well. I'm not getting responses back. We're just not. And my next thing is to speak to Brian again tomorrow. Currently, what I'm proposing to do, and I have set up, is a survey of the amount of traffic and the type of traffic that is using Frog Lane. Splitting the survey down into cyclists, cars, vans, 3.5 tonne and under, 3.5 tonne and over, how many? So that I can then present that to Cheshireans. I've already sent them a video of driving down with the road that is flooded, saying that this is just unacceptable. And I can't see that a winter of all the traffic going down Frog Lane is not going to last.
So I'll see an accident at some point.
Yeah,
It's great because it's creating
it is.
aggression.
Well, someone's going to get run off the road, that's for sure.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Well, there's not much about that.
So does anyone count? They've just redone the whole of Dark Lane.
yeah, they have.
Yeah, that's neat. That's Cheshire West, yeah. I mean, no, she did it right up into the border. Yeah.
No, it's not, it's not.
It's, yeah, well, that's where they got the border. Cheshire West of the border. Cheshire East. Cheshire
It's
East.
definitely a Cheshire West note.
Yeah, because it's where the stream is at the bottom, that's the border.
Mm.
It's a bit like Westwich Lane, that changes halfway down as well, and you can tell.
Can we get Cheshire West to adopt us?
Um,
Isn't there talk of a boundary change at some point?
Yeah.
So this is the devolution thing. Another item. So at the moment we suffer because everything goes to crew. But if it all amalgamates, then we don't really suffer because everything's going to go to Warrington.
I think it'll be even worse.
So,
So what I say I'm doing is this traffic survey to present to highways, and to try and get in then to the next highways meeting at Cheshire East. Do we agree? Or does anyone else have any ideas on how we can push this forward?
Well, I think the, surely we've got to go back to Estimate Bay and see if she can push it forward. I don't think that they listen to us as a council that much. I think that, but if they don't listen to her, they're definitely not going to listen to us. I think that we've still got to try the top.
Well, I'm going to Brian as well, again, as the mayor, to ask for his help. He has got some ideas that he's coming up with. And we were going to meet all together, Tabley, Aston by Budworth, Winsham and us, sit down to say, this is what we can and can't do.
well, maybe that, I mean, that's a really good idea, is getting the council back together. I mean, I think the idea is good and getting to the meeting is good. Do I think it's going to do anything? I think it'd be a waste of your time, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't do it.
I think the next thing was just going to be, I'd go to the Ruddy Crest.
Yeah, but then came out now. Rude.
Well, we are actually. I mean, if that bridge goes, the other bridge goes out, we are.
And
Pickmere is cut off.
And what concerns me is, I mean, I actually drive down Frog Lane a lot, but as you come from Tabley down now, the number of huge articulated lorries that are coming down, there's a big sign that says they can't. And that doesn't, there's nowhere else for them to go. So
Well,
it's only a matter of time before we've got no bridge.
that's now as well, directs people from.
It'll only take an accident on the 556, and then everybody.
Onwards as well.
I don't.
And going back to your point, so all those years ago, when we had the first meeting, I think you suggested that was almost like a one-way system.
Yes,
But even now, when I get an Uber to the airport, I have to
tell
really convince them to go right at the end of Clover Drive, because their sat nav tells them to go back up Frog Lane. So you've got two traffic, but you can only actually only one.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why. You did say you looked at that, so maybe
Yes,
that would be a good thing to write about. So you
Yeah.
need a one-way system.
forgotten that as well. But,
I think the biggest stumbling block is the residents on Frog Lane. Object to it.
Well, no, because it was half their traffic.
it would,
Oh, yeah.
Because
if it went, if you were going to Knutsford turn right out of,
So go up to the red line, turn left, up this bit, lake. But on a sat nav, it's obviously programmed for whatever that magic map is they all do.
Yeah.
Because none of the taxi drivers believe it. They've done it. So at the moment,
Okay.
there's populating both ways.
Yeah.
Just to make sense. Okay,
okay, I'll keep everybody updated on phone calls and messages and things.
all I have to say is good luck.
Keep trying.
Okay. 12.2 Iris Lake update.
Mm.
Whose is this?
Me,
Okay.
I think, I can't find it.
Things, legal costs.
Yes, that's right. There seemed to be some query on various things to do with the lake update. And we had a meeting and there was going to be one item agenda, but there seems to be two that have come out of it. But the one that I want to bring forward is to agree to looking at the possibility of legal costs, to go through anything that we can do or change or alter in the 106, and to actually have someone as well explain in words of one syllable, so that it is absolutely clear to everybody the ins and outs. We've all got our own interpretation of it, and we all think that we're right or whatever, some of us are. But I do think that we could get some legal involvement. And I would like to have set up a working group to look at the aspects of this, the legal facts, registering of land, and goodness knows what.
So, I do think we're at that stage where we need legal advice, because I think
Yeah.
only somebody who's skilled in the art of land would know the answer to this.
Yeah.
Problem is that it's just not just the 106.
No, it
There's
isn't.
so many different documents that impact on access and.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so we get someone to look at the 106 in isolation, and they can make recommendations. It's back to the point that Nick just made. That can have a knock-on effect on something else.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at
Does
estimates, there's probably about 50 to 100,000 pounds worth of legal costs involved in all those documents.
well, the one that the company that I spoke to, he said for the, I think it was 2,000 something or other, I can't pick it up on here now.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, he said, if you let me have all your documents, I can go through them for that, and I can advise you anything that needs to be done on top of that would then be added on.
I think
Yeah, I had another quote, it was 2.8, and they said that it would go up to £4,000 depending on how it went.
Mine was £2 as well.
Yeah, so they're all about the same thing, just to have a look and to then advise us to go forward. I'd only got the £2,000, I got yours, Chris, but I didn't get one from you, James.
So would they be giving any advice
Yeah, they would,
with
yeah,
that initial?
yeah, there would be some advice given. But I think we ought to have a working group, to sit down, to sit down and to say what we need to do, how we need to do it, and plan stages as we're going ahead. And the query then was to council, would council be prepared to put some money aside for it or budget for it?
And also, just to add to that, as I think we all have done, is when we've researched this, is find somebody away from this area.
Oh, definitely, yes, this fellow was that I've got.
That was mine, yeah. I think we all did that, didn't we?
So it's absolutely independent.
Oh, absolutely.
well, I think the legal person that can give proper legal advice would be paying for their career,
Yeah.
So I said,
even if they were a swimmer.
so my proposal would be then that we start off, kick off with the working group and have a budget set aside for how much the initial cost would spend.
So I have to make two
You'd have to go for
or three financial comments. First of all, I mean, it has to be a fixed price, because,
Mine was a fixed price.
Yeah, this was fun.
but then we need to be very clear as to what we're getting for a fixed price.
Yeah.
Mine was
So
very
if we have three companies we want to talk to, I think we need to assess those companies.
Yeah.
I spend more money on legal fees every year than this village has increased that. And it is a never ending, this one about 248 an hour is just an excuse to print money. But having said that, remember we run a £7,000 a year deficit. So that's moved it, even if we went to 2,400, that's just for one bit of advice on one legal document. That brings us to £10,000 deficit. That has to be paid by Sept. You can go into a budget and not raise that money from residents. And I would believe that on something that serious, the residents should get a chance to at least say whether they want to spend that money. Because we're assuming
That's
well,
why.
I do. Yeah, I think it's a good idea, and I think I'd like to see us again advertise it.
Yeah.
People have, we hear about all these people in the village that have special skills, but they don't come forward. Then we have somebody who's competent in land in the village, and they do it well, don't they? We would say 2,400.
Or at least point us in the right direction.
So,
And the thing as well to include is the payment for to Cheshire East to approve an expenditure for the CA temple.
which is the reminder from the
So the land.
Yeah.
Yes.
That apparently isn't as urgent as we originally thought, because we believed
This is one next one.
this is one that was working
Yes.
on.
Yeah.
He originally sent off in November 24 to Vicky Godfrey.
Yeah, so Nick handed that over to me. I actually got an email from saying that someone else had been in touch about that. So that's from the legal department of Cheshire East.
Yeah.
What Nick was trying to achieve was not to cost anything,
Mm,
and that's what we're waiting to hear.
mm. Because they said that we'd got to pay, didn't we? But it was their mistake in the first place.
Yeah.
So I think,
I think it was actually Gio, the head of states there. Yeah.
I can't remember who's on that, look it up. But I think we do need a working group of what we do need to work in concert and not have people firing up emails over the place.
Well, that is the one thing that has scuppered some of the things that I've been doing, is because I have one from Kate, because Kate was all over the gold, because so many people were emailing and messaging.
I read that from highways as well. From highways that we that, but people have actually answered.
Mm.
And the police.
So that's why we do need to have it and involve, like you say, residents. There's even a lot of people that do have a lot of information. Yes, if there is anyone out there in the village that is legal. This was just the first part of the lake. The other part of the lake as well was the refurb and regeneration, which is the only yours coming up, isn't it? But it could just resolve bits, or at least start somewhere on the way to bits. I think it would also send a message out then to residents and everyone in the village that yes, we are looking at it, we are taking it seriously.
Okay.
Please,
I can share with them all the documentation.
Yes, well, I do think that we should
start on fundraising.
I think that we do need a meeting with all councillors. Ewan.
Well, I'm available. I give out all my dates. And you just have a meeting with that.
No, but you decided not to have the same type of meeting that we were going to have. We wanted
I made a
to-
suggestion of things that we could discuss.
Okay.
So I was excluded from the meeting.
We weren't excluded.
Oh, I didn't happen to turn up then. But the meeting I knew nothing about.
It's just, how close do you want me to come?
But
Yeah,
Yeah, go on.
if you could organise it.
Please do.
and you put, can we ask residents along, or are we going to do it first ourselves?
I think we've got to just have us initially
Okay,
before,
well,
in my opinion, anyway. What do you think, Fred, before?
I think it's in a working group. Yeah, the Zoom meeting better. Yeah.
Stop.
We need to get on with it, and we should be having this meeting probably within the next couple of weeks.
So pass them to arrange a meeting. Having a council meeting. Want to talk? Could you please go outside?
So I'm gonna organise some dates
Yeah.
for a lake working group committee meeting. For
1:31,
from 1:06.
yeah, because they are two separate issues, aren't they?
Lucy, did you say that I could speak about what I was going to say at this point as well?
Is this about the 106?
Well,
So that's 12 point. Is this, was this about, part of your,
Yeah, this is where we got to.
Yeah.
You know, what originally we were going to do was just have one item, but then two agenda items.
yeah, well, because I thought that it should be separate so that we could deal with one straight away. We know that the 106 is going to take considerable time, so I thought that we could just agree to vote on sorting out the registration under the lake.
But that is part of what.
Well, it isn't. If we have the 106 is going to take a long time. It's going to cost massive amounts of money in comparison.
But it's not only the 106, it's all these sorts of registration things as well.
That's what I'm saying, you get the registration, and then 106 is something that's going to be ongoing. I think it's going to take a considerable amount of time with solicitor, whereas the other one we can just agree to pay the registration fee if it's
So this is 12.3.
Yeah.
So this is the registration of the land. So as I just,
It all got confused.
that is ongoing. We don't need to discuss anything. It's with the lawyers at Cheshire East. So we don't need to do anything on that. They'll come back to us with the answer.
okay.
free?
Yeah, that's the answer we want is it's free. They made a mistake.
So
If you
have
thought-
we actually finished on 12
There was,
I have to ask the person that.
you had mentioned about, budget, that's something you're gonna discuss at the meeting,
Yes.
is that right?
Yeah.
For legal costs.
Yes, I think
Wanted to ask
we need further detail on these
residents.
Yeah, well,
firms.
Yeah.
So we can choose the right one.
I'll bring all the stuff that I've had from them,
And I
from mine. If you could let me have yours, Chris, and Jane, you let me have yours. I'll prepare them all as three.
we'll probably also need their T's and C's because
Yeah.
some people's idea of a fixed cost fee is not the same as mine.
Yeah. Okay.
You talked about the refurb and regeneration.
Yes,
That's Jane.
yeah, so obviously, I wanted to just sort of say to everybody, we had a meeting with Cheshire Wildlife Trust. This is the second meeting that we've had with them. And the land was played and cultivated, and we thought it was a good idea, or they thought it would be a good idea to put some wildflower seeds down. And basically, we want to see whether or not these seeds have been given to me, and to, well, they're actually given to Diane, whether or not we like the idea of doing this. I have got a further meeting with a company to actually their plans also on it. It's just this tiny little bit of area behind well, in front of, sort of just at the side of the footpath really. That's the area that we've got enough seed to do.
I mean, to me, it seems really piecemeal. Rather piecemeal. We're just doing random acts of something.
What's that? A random act?
Yeah. So we haven't got a full plan. We're just going to do
Well,
this.
in that we have got somebody else coming down to see us about
So
it.
who's we?
The Lake Group.
When was that decided?
When was it decided?
When was the meeting?
We've not had the meeting yet.
So the Lake Group decided to have someone come down.
Yeah.
Having a meeting.
Well, yes, we're going to have somebody come down to have a look at it. Something, yeah, to have a look at it. Yes, so what's wrong with that?
Well, if people are going to come down, it should really go through the plant. But
Well, can we not? I thought that was the idea of having a lake group.
well, the idea of the.
Well, I thought that we don't have to go to the clerk. We've never gone to the clerk before to say that we're having a meeting. So what all of a sudden what's happened now?
Actually, there wasn't a meeting.
I d- We had an informal meeting which has your wildlife list. And I've never gone to the clerk ever to say that we're having a meeting. Does Alison ever go to the clerk to say she's having a meeting, other than possibly she's renting this room and needs to tell somebody? I don't think so.
I always have to advertise the meeting.
Yeah, that's in the standing orders for the meeting.
Yes, but you've got people, you've got residents as well, haven't you, in yours?
Yes, but I still always have to, it's part of the terms of reference. Terms of reference state.
We didn't have that in our terms of reference.
But
We haven't
those
got
are
any terms of
transparency,
reference.
say,
Yes, we have.
They're only draft ones, we've never approved them in council.
Not to my knowledge, they were definitely approved. Well, if they're not approved, then that's the case that we're doing nothing wrong.
You should be bringing, or any working group like that, bringing the terms of reference to council so that we can all approve them.
Well, they were approved by Amanda.
But Amanda can't approve them, it's got to be council.
Sorry.
and with the clerk, can't we? She can suggest, and she did. But any meeting that the council has, whether it's a working group or committee or neighbourhood plan, needs to be advertised and it needs to be open to the public. That's what the known principles say, transparency. So we're having all these meetings that we're excluding the majority of people from. It can't work like that. We're going to have a meeting. And we need 3 people on the.
I thought you said the other day that we couldn't have laymen.
No, you can come. It says in the.
You actually said we
I
can't
said
have
read the document,
laymen.
Jay. Did you read it?
Yes, I did read it.
Okay, so you've read.
But you,
If you want to bring lay people to your lay committee, you bring them to council, and the council approve those people. That's what it says. You can't just get your mates together and go, come down to the lake with me. That isn't how it works. And you can't have a lake meeting with only 2 people. The chair of the council is an ex officio member, as is the vice chair. Vice chair happens to be on this committee. So if you need 3 people, then you invite the chair. I look forward to it. So we have a meeting and decide things, bring to council, then we can move forward.
Right.
But I would like to see a full plan of what's going on at the IROS.
Do you not want any wild seeding? Do you not want any wildflowers?
I don't know what the plan is. I don't want to randomly go around putting.
Are we going to contact, or is somebody
Well,
going to contact the other people in the village that can come up with a design?
I have done already.
And who have you contacted and haven't done come?
Yes, they are.
So who are these people?
I've got rights coming in.
Okay.
I've got their landscape gardener coming to see me. And Chris. Yes.
I'm not the first one, but again,
What about Jeremy?
What about Jeremy?
Well, he designs all these open spaces.
And so do these other people that there are.
Yeah, but the more the better. Let's have different ideas coming forward as to what we can do with that area.
Okay, I'll do that then as well.
And so that there can be a plan that comes to council that can then be shared with the rest of the residents in the village.
Jeremy give me a load of wildflower seeds as well. Right.
Yes, give me some too.
again,
But he does, and he would come out with a plan saying you'd be better off having shrubs like this here, a pathway here,
That's
shrubs like that.
That's what we'll be getting.
But that's not been made clear until now, you've just let me
It's a good start.
It's a good start. Yeah.
okay, but can I make another point which I've made in the past?
But the wildflower seeds need to go in now, so.
Okay, but
when in spring.
if a member of the public or a company in this village wants to make a donation to the council, for transparency, it needs to be accepted by the council.
Of course.
So
Well, they're coming out free of charge. Do they have to tell anybody that?
we can't, it's like
Well,
Prime Minister accepting tickets to Taylor Swift.
I mean, somebody's just come out. They might, if they want any work, if there's any work going to be done, there will be a cost involved. You don't have to just have somebody just because they're coming down to look at something.
No, I think that you need to let everyone know what's going on.
Okay. Okay, well, I've got 2 companies coming down to have a look at the IROS to see what we can do there.
Okay, so can I just confirm
Yes.
that we have accepted donations of wild seeds from a local company?
Of Germany Horton, yes. And Cheshire Wildlife Trust.
I thought that you can just wildlife plus they wanted to charge us one.
No, they didn't want to charge us for the wildflower seeds, they give us wildflower seeds.
So I'd like to request that if anyone,
If we have a meeting that you're invited.
no, we've done that one to death. If someone wants to donate stuff to the council, I don't care.
No, they want to donate it to council, they want to donate it to the village. They want to donate it to the village.
Okay, but what's the village going to do with it?
Sorry?
What the village going to do with it?
Well, there's just been a survey done and I would say I can tell you exactly what it is. Because a group that you obviously knew about as well, not Wendy's group, but a new group, which you obviously, you've been in correspondence with them, have come back and said that
What correspondence have we been in with this group, which is
well,
yet to be disclosed?
48% in favour of fence, 51% in favour of rewilding. So I don't think we're doing anything that the village don't want, and this is just of people that have come back.
Something you guys have voted on? No, I haven't voted.
I guess there's quite a lot of people down in the
No,
village.
Well, everybody had a form. Everybody,
No, they didn't.
sorry,
No, they didn't.
So, then,
you didn't get a form.
No.
some people already got a form today.
Okay, well, that's up to now.
Yeah, but what relevance does that have to the council?
Well, that people want the rewilding. But anyway, I'm going to get a proposal for you.
I'm going to point out that, just say, well, actually it's less than the majority want the fence, but putting up a fence comes with lots of issues.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
Yeah.
Know that.
And we have to have gates in it, and then someone has to shut the gate, and then we get back to the black gate where there's conflict and someone's opening and shutting it. It's not that simple. Anyway,
I think we can make it simple.
could you send me this correspondence that I meant to have this week? I'm very interested to read it.
Yes.
Good. Okay. So is there anything we need to decide on this?
Sorry.
So any decision on this item?
Well, yes, I'm wondering whether or not we can get these wild seeds in. Get the flower seeds in a small area.
Where?
At the back of the back of the houses of Jacob's Way, adjacent to the footpath.
That whole big area.
It's not a big area, it's just a small section area, that's all we've got the seeds for.
Right, on the permitted path.
Yes, yeah, but only a section of it, a small section of it.
I'd just like to see a plan as to how big's the section. It could be as big as this table, as big as this room.
If they're free, it's sure we can just give it a try, see what happens.
And also, I mean,
Could always pull them up, obviously, but it didn't work.
But it worked. We could put them up if it didn't work. I think it goes back to my point. This just seems like piecemeal, and no one knows exactly what's happening. Except
we've been given some seeds, can we not just throw them down and see if they take? It's as simple as that. It's not going to cover the whole area. If we get some, butterfly and bee flowers, hallelujah.
And if there isn't, we can't really do something.
But how are you going to keep people off the growing spring?
Well, put a sign up saying butterfly and bee.
Do you know, I put a sign up, nothing, all that happened was everybody allowed the ruddy dogs to go and poo on it.
Well, you've just got to go with it, Alison, and just hope the best. I didn't let my dog poo on it.
No, but several people did, and yes, others can vouch for that. No, it isn't.
so, Jane, can you give me a proposal? Because
Okay, my proposal is the seats that we're being given, that we actually attempt to get them down, and whatever comes from them will. We know that unless they're rolled, which they're not going to be, that we're going to have, you know, birds pecking at them and things like that, or the ducks. So there's only going to be so many come through anyway, but
We had quite a good response on Critical Way.
and everybody's loved it. So please, can we, you know, get these seeds down? We haven't got loads, but we've got enough to probably do, you know,
Place them, put them
a
to.
quarter of the area. And that's my proposal, that we are allowed to put them down. Do you want to say?
I'm with that, yeah, come down.
So,
Particularly bothered where.
Okay, so we have a proposal that some seeds are put down somewhere on the iris. So those in favour? Those against? Who in favour?
No, I'm in favour of putting them down.
Okay, those against?
See what happens.
Two abstains.
I'm going with something.
No, really?
Two against or four?
Hmm?
Two against or four?
Abstain.
Two abstains.
That's it.
Three, four. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
we've had, that was 12.2.
I think we've gone through 12.3, 12.3, 12.4,
No,
12.5.
and I'm on 12.5 to be fit.
Chris, this is yours.
No, no, this is not.
Oh, sorry.
Mine.
I thought we were doing with.
What?
This is the defibrillator.
Have we done the defibrillator?
No, now.
So,
Is this mine?
No, it's mine. It's
So-
just.
I thought you had.
You did the defibrillator thing, I thought it.
Can I make a request that maybe in future when people write a report, they put their name?
Okay, well.
You did right on the
What it is on the defib, just quickly, see if we can try and get through it is, Chris went to have a look at it and he said it didn't work.
Defibrillator case.
Case.
I've no, but the defib didn't.
No, that's fine.
Oh, right, that's
No, that was
fine.
just a, can't remember what it was now, but no, that was nothing. It's
The
actual-
locking mechanism, and there was a battery for the light.
It's a little battery, there's a, so you know, within the big battery, there's a small battery, which is what puts the light on, you know, to see. So that's all it was.
Okay.
Little 9-volt
The
cable.
locking mechanism, I've had a look, I've filmed what's happening, so
Yeah.
if you go over to it and you pull it,
Yeah.
I want to say it
Don't be-
on,
So if you
Live.
if you live,
yes, it is, yeah.
cool.
So I have been in contact with them. I have sent them, they've advised to send them a video of what's happening so that their engineers can advise what to do. So unfortunately, the contact I have at that company is on annual leave until next week. So hopefully when they come back, I'd rather go through them because they supplied it rather than having to get a locksmith in
Sure.
to have a look
Yeah,
at it.
that's what I was thinking.
Chairman, this, so slightly off piste on this one, but about the defibrillator, in that, when I was going through our previous agendas and everything for something else, I noticed that on our accounts, on following months, there's £450 for the case, and it was on, looked as a payment over 2 months. Could you check that, please, or does anybody have a comment about that? It was on payments for 2 consecutive months, so I didn't make a note of where
Oh,
it was.
it goes on one and then it goes to on the next one, is that it?
Well, it seems to be under payments.
It was probably there as the new payment.
Yeah.
And then the following month,
As
it's
a
on as
actual payment.
actually been paid.
It could have been, it's just that,
It's a,
Good chat.
If it was in the, if it was in the actual detailed accounts, it could have been that we had one that was
well,
not a payment,
I'll
but
leave it with you, that's all, it's
I'll double check it.
just in case.
So the supplier's going to get that lot and the defibrillator is now okay. And you're quite happy with how you regularly service it?
Yeah. But it's just in case somebody thinks, oh, I love that.
Well, that's the problem, because the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did we actually sort out as well about the numbering of things? It's not, when you look round at other places, it tends to have a number on.
Yes,
And then I've seen others that just say bring 999, but,
I got these from them,
all right, okay,
Right, yeah.
which I was going to pass over tonight.
okay.
Yeah, so that came with the people that you register it with.
Did we ever find,
Because the one at the IROS at the pavilion, that has numbers on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's a location that when you ring up, they can give you the code for it.
That's right.
So if somebody come here and wanted a defibrillator, they were just happening to drive past, and somebody in the car had
Yeah.
it, and they knew,
Let's just open up the door.
yeah, but if they ring up, they've no idea what the postcode in here, or
Yeah,
what the location is, because it doesn't say box number so outside the village or in Pickmere.
yeah, so that's what these are.
Yeah.
It says a space with a postcode,
Right,
the cabinet code, and
I'm going to use the three
put them
word
on.
system now.
yeah.
did we ever find the instructions for it?
Yes, there were, I think they're actually inside it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The other thing as well then, that was part of me, I'm James Wrighton, was, can we update these please?
So we did discuss that at the meeting, so he's no longer with us, promised to do it. So, yeah,
I can't, I mean, I've got pictures of these, and I've got pictures now of here, but I don't know how I get that, because I've got it on my laptop or on my iPad, but I don't know how to put it on a Word document. I'm not,
if you want to send it to me, I'll do it.
thank you. But send you the pictures as well,
I'll do
and then you laminate and put them up.
it. I have people that laminate for me.
Oh, thank you.
Could you laminate something for me?
What would you like me to laminate?
That's some white flower.
Put some white flowers. You haven't
Yeah.
grown them yet.
No, but from notices to say that we attempted to put some wildflowers down.
Did the council agree for your notices?
Yes, I did mention notices, didn't I?
Sure, I'll send you those.
Thank you.
Okay. This is online.
But that's in prison.
Yeah. So I should preface this by, I've no idea what we're supposed to be paying. Chair, I seem to recall that you renegotiated it early on.
Yeah.
So I can't find, as I trawl through, losing the will to live, all the payments. I can certainly see the one payment, this last one of 109 or whatever, 100 and something pounds. I can't find any other payments in there at all. Going back to last year. So
They weren't collecting it.
they weren't collecting, right?
No, so they weren't collecting it. Then we had a standing charge just for having it.
Yes.
And because we overpaid, I think at the end of last year, they took out too much. That was kind of covering up, taking those standing charges up until that point.
So I said, because they've increased the price, and we look at it and we'll, but my understanding was that it was £50 a month as a standing charge, which I think you renegotiated down to that. I can't find any evidence of that. And then there's a charge for each time you empty it, okay? So the basis of my request to cancel it,
It was weight as well.
So that there is a weight limit. If we go over the weight limit, they charge us by the kilo.
Yeah.
But we dropped the size of the those two. We dropped it to a smaller one. There's only so much you can get in one.
So the basis of my putting this down was that it is only used for very small. Let's be over the top of that, and let's say we have 3 months of when we use it. That still leaves 9 months when it's sitting there doing nothing.
And we're paying for that, yeah.
I lied.
And we're paying for that.
Yes,
So,
paying a standing charge.
But not because. But can I just correct the facts? So we pay for 6 months, and it's either for 6 months, but that's our choice. We can pay for 3 months, and it could be either for 9 months.
Okay, so we don't pay that throughout the year.
No,
No pay standing charge.
Yeah,
That makes it.
We do pay standing charge.
we have a time of having it.
And we pay a standing charge for it,
We have a higher period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's not 12 months, it's 6 months. It could be 3 months. If we wanted to.
Okay, well, my reasons, that would be better. Nevertheless, my reasons stand in that we are paying for something that we don't actually need at any time of the year because the Cheshire East people seem to go above and beyond
I do.
coming down, and they leave us the bag. We get free bags as well.
Free gloves.
And at the same time, because they do the playground, so they're coming here anyway to do the playground. So we get to know them quite well because we very often bag stuff ourselves, or used to, I can't anymore. So I think the argument against it, only that I can see, is that there would be green plastic bags sitting there for, but they're coming, I think they're coming twice a week.
No, but they're coming 3 times a week, and actually on that weekend when it was very, very hot, so the weekend of the end of July, where we had 3 days of absolute chaos and madness in the village, they actually took 3 truckfuls of waste away, all free of charge. And I actually rang Cheshire East Council because I wanted to speak to the environmental health about human excrement issue. And they actually said, that's Pickmere Parish Council's problem and you have to deal with that. But we have taken 3 truckfuls of rubbish away for you this weekend. So they're very aware what they're doing.
Yeah, so, excuse me, I've got the chair, not the chair, beg your pardon.
You got the floor. Okay,
I've got the floor. So to finish the statement, so obviously the cost becomes less of an issue if we're only paying obviously 3 months and 6, I have to say, which maybe we can vote on that. Is that nevertheless we already have our bins emptied, and the difference may be that there are bags of rubbish sitting there for a couple of days during the high season.
They always come on a Monday.
Whenever. We've got 2 bins inside the flat gate, and we've got two bins plus Gales bin outside the gate as well. So we've got plenty of bins. I don't see the point of the red bin, therefore.
So
I rest my case.
okay, so I will counter argue that. I think we've all read the email from the person that organises the clean-up on a sunny day. So having been down many times this summer, when the red bin was open, the amount of waste that was left was significantly reduced. So if we take the red bin away, we're going to require our residents to do more work to clean up. And all these bins that you see that are automatically packed up, which you must remember, they weren't
We did it.
before
We've done it
beforehand.
many times.
So on a Sunday morning, when I go down, all those bins that belong to Cheshire East are empty because they're absolutely jam-packed. There's waste all the way around the bins. Doesn't tend to be that people leave stuff on the, and that's only happened once this summer, where people left it on the field. I think Mark Dawson had to take it all up. But my concern is that if we take the red bin away, that's where people first put their rubbish, and we'll just give our residents who are doing this of their own volition, free of charge, extra work to do. And we are responsible legally for our area. We can't, the old party field, the idea was, oh, you just leave all the rubbish on there. That's illegal, you can't do that. Just get a notice from Cheshire East. So my concern is by taking it away, we're just going to make it worse for our residents who are cleaning up. Or we have to pay contractors to come in. That's going to be more expensive than having a red bin.
Well, I've already said what I need to about
I
that.
think, sorry, first.
You can get a
Switch, there's a switch here.
The only difference is
Send.
one bin gets from the red bin and one bin gets left.
Send to receive. So, receive. So, I've lost my train now. So, if I'm going to amend that, if I may,
Okay.
to change the contract to pay the standing charge for 3 months. From whatever we decide should be the period.
Right.
Cover,
May is when it's peak, isn't it?
and that should cover it.
It's nice weather in May, usually.
But then I think it should be 4 months, because August is a big one.
But do we have a choice of the time period now?
You can choose what you want.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought their choice was of 3 months or 6 months or 12
I
months.
don't know. That's what.
Easter's usually in April.
Yeah, but I think April time is,
It's not usually that
the warming up is
it's warm enough to start with.
May, June, July, or August is
So it's a
September.
bank holiday.
So I would say have it for those. But also I think, you reminded me, when we took over as a council, I went and talked to Ash and the price fell hugely. But we've never gone back to them. I'm sure they
No,
probably reverted to.
Yeah.
Like my bank does to
Sure.
something that, yeah, so maybe we
Oh, we did have that later, haven't we?
Mhm.
That price rise because of
yeah.
more and more legislation and whatever.
Yeah.
So that works for me anyway. But also the collection charge hardly matters because they'll only collect when we ask them to. They don't come somebody said they come every Wednesday, but they don't. I thought they only came on a call.
They're supposed to.
But I think for a bit of time the red bin went missing.
There's been 4 bags in there now for about 2 weeks.
It needs to be brought out for them.
Yes, that's true, yes.
But I think it's part of October, November coming now. Maybe something's to get in there for the fine, for the
Do
Trish.
you want? Yeah.
But yeah, so the proposal is that we do for 4 months because of the August. Then we go back and see if we can renegotiate a good price.
That way Lorraine might speak to me again.
So what we do now, April to the end of September?
May, June, July, August.
Yeah, to all the divorce. That's it, that's the last one.
All right.
September wasn't bad.
I mean, the only other thing that matters also on it, Chris, and this is truthfully, I think that even like on a weekend where it's not so big, this is just my opinion. So on a weekend where it might rain, it could be in August, it could be in May, that all the rubbish is getting put into the red bin when it could equally be just left for Cherise. My thoughts on it are that we've got 2 very good people who come down and do it weekly, that do it 2 or 3 times a week, and that if they come down and they just see it in the red bin all the time, they might just think, well, we don't even need to bother going down there. And there could be one day an absolute total overflow that is not getting them rid of. We could be potentially cutting our own nose off to spite our face because we're getting it free of charge with Cheshire East.
But what I was making is about what we're doing to our residents, not.
Well, we're charged
I
with,
mean, the person that organised it says this is not a good idea for the people that do it.
well, I go down and bag it up myself. I've bagged it up many, many times. And, you know, if once you've bagged it up in a green bag, does it have to, you know, what's the difference of like just leaving it there or throwing it into the...
They don't throw them in the bin.
the
They don't back them up and then you
You don't?
I think there's 30 minutes. So we want to do it.
Switched off.
Okay, do we have a vote, 4 months,
Under renegotiation.
renegotiation, so. Closed. Second. Those in favour? 4 months. Okay. Then, we're ready.
Next one is the pavilion. As a village hall, there was a trial that was resolved to have over the summer, and then it's going to get reviewed at this meeting. That did not start the trial, so it's whether or not we want to postpone that trial until the spring. For it to see if it ever happens.
I'm against it.
I'm against it.
Me too.
Before it's so much point.
Now it's the Blackgate. Closing, it's currently very close to closed, and that was up for a review. So yeah.
Okay, so the reasons why I think that it should be remain closed is that it's very, very noisy down there in the morning. You actually open another 7 spaces up or 6 spaces up, and you've got even more noise that is right outside number 1 bedroom window. The people who are coming down really don't care. They're coming down very early in the morning. They don't care whether they start blowing the floorboard outside. I think also it has been noted that if people are coming down and they are possibly dealing drugs or just smoking drugs or whatever they're doing, that they generally go in that area because it's quite dark and it's sort of like out of the way for people who are just walking past. I think that it also, those black gates being closed, it's ownership that the land behind those gates belongs to Pickmere Parish Council. I think that for me that's the biggest thing also, that it's ownership of what is ours. And for that reason I'd like to see the gates locked indefinitely.
So my take on that is, I think it makes no difference at all. People come down and they put up the paddle boards at the gate, even if there's no parking spaces, then they drive off, leaving them behind. I think it shows no ownership. If you go on to all the Facebook pages, no one cares about who owns the thing on the back gate, makes no difference.
Oh no, it definitely makes a difference.
But anyway, that's my opinion. Anyone else got some? Like to make
So my proposal is to keep the black gate, and we don't readdress this while we're still on the council now, that we actually keep the gates closed indefinitely till we end up not being on the council. But that's our term.
Okay. I just going to make a point, the technical point, indefinitely doesn't work.
Okay, so
It'll be
No, I think we should do that proposal.
okay, so
If it,
the 12 months.
no, 6 or so springtime. Review it again, but
All right. So the proposal is,
yeah, the March and April meeting.
so the proposal is that the gates stay locked until the April meeting. Those in favour? Those against? Okay. Moving on.
Quickly.
Removing of the 3 benches.
Yes, so
3 minutes.
okay, this is just to, we want the benches removed, or I would like to see that they are removed, that if we do start planting wildflower seeds or anything like that, that people are just walking through because they want to sit themselves on the bench. So there's no cost to it. So if we can remove certainly 2 of the benches, the 2, we could always leave the one that's very on it, or remove the 3 and remove them and put them at the top of the field.
Like a bench village at the top of the field,
Okay.
a bit more benches up there. But I don't see the point of moving them. I just,
Well, it for me, it's people are walk across to get onto the benches, don't they? Like the other bench, Peter.
but we moved the ones down by the beach, and that made no difference at all. People just leave the closed where it is.
No, they a lot of them sit upstairs, sit up at the top now.
I see less
They've
people
got
leaving,
there.
leaving stuff that
Okay, so anyway, so that's my proposal, that we remove the benches and put them to the top of the field.
We check, yes, all of the benches or just the metal ones.
So they're closest to the lake.
Right, the
That's the
metal
ones, yeah.
Who's moving them?
Aren't they concreted in?
So,
Oh, but they're concreted.
and given to by the airport.
Yeah, they were.
I'm not suggesting that we don't use them, suggesting we just move them there.
But we haven't established who's moving them, and you know, are they competent? They have insurance. But who's moving them?
Who's I was going to get them moved.
By who? Who's the physically going to move them?
Somebody in the village.
Who in the village?
Time's up.
Okay, so can we carry that on to the next?
Yes, we can.
But I think we just have a little bit more detail as to who's actually doing it, because, you know, when the volunteers go and do Alison's project, they have to sign up and they have to tell us who they are.
Yeah, well, that would happen, wouldn't it? If it's just a case of, going to the next one now.
Right. So, well, assume the meeting is that.
Yes, except the home.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time, thank you for